What's up, everybody? I'm Metal Nick,
I'm Jeff Grunstfer.
and welcome to episode number 110 of Vinyl Bang. Jeff, introduce today's guest.
So here's how this is going to go. Okay, this week's guest is local Mid Missouri royalty. Okay, we've had some guests on this show before, and they're great. This guy is probably the only guy that if you ever see me talking to him at a show, other people, whenever they come up to talk to us, they talk to him before they talk to me. And I like to think that I'm a big deal, but BC is obviously a much bigger person in the Mid Missouri area. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brian Craig, BC.
Hey. Yay.
Welcome to the show, Brian. Thank you for being on the show with us today.
Hell,
And,
thanks for having me, man. Thanks for the invite.
I had to assume you
Awesome.
probably are a bigger deal than Jeff.
No, man.
All right,
Jeff,
we're done. Wrap it up.
He's filmed. I've seen all the people he's filmed and met and stuff over the years. So I'm jealous of his adventures at all times.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah. Yeah, so obviously Brian is here today to talk vinyl with us, and let's not waste any time. Let's get right to it.
All right, man. Well, I figured I'd start in the beginning. What got me into vinyl, of course, was me being a 7-year-old child and had to get Kiss. I love the Kiss albums, as a child, just because they had so much awesome crap in them. And after my house burned up, I was able to find all of them with all the original inserts and stuff. Like Love Gun had the awesome stuff in it, like the gun,
Nice.
the ordering forms,
Nice,
and
dude.
all that stuff. So I still got all of that stuff. Of course, when you're a little kid, you had to put this thing together and tear the shit out of it, which of course we did before I was 8 years old.
Sure.
But now I'm able to get all that stuff again, and it is awesome to collect that type
Yeah.
of stuff.
So
But
let's touch base on your what happened to you. So a couple years back, you had mentioned your collection burned up. You had lost everything in a house fire, and just completely just eradicated your entire collection. But you have long since complete and rebuilt it from the ground up, just started all over from scratch. And I've seen pictures of your collection, dude, and it's just wow that you've been able to accumulate so much all over again is just amazing.
It's definitely coming back. But right after that fire, I had so many close friends. You one of them, and they're just because everybody knew what I needed. So they're like, oh, he needs he needs the Sabbath, he needs the Zeppelin, he needs the Stones, he needs the Slayer, So and everybody was just donated so much stuff, and that was the type of stuff that just killed us. How all of the people that we knew just came through for us that quick. It was awesome, beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing about the community. Community came together and helped you out, brother. That's
yeah, and it was really just shocking, really how awesome it was, really, But
I was going to say that also real quick before we move on to the next one. Jeff and I are always having discussions of what is the most talked about band or what's the most talked about album on our show, and people bring up Kiss quite a bit on our show.
yeah, when you're a little kid, you see like dudes in makeup spitting fire and blood and stuff, and you're like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing in the world. And of course, everybody was like, man, that's the devil music, man. You can worshiping the devil before you're like 9 years old, and yeah, so funny. But and now kids, 50 some years later, and they get Donald Trump or somebody like putting them in the Kennedy Center. Ah.
All right,
Funny stuff.
We got next, buddy.
Thin Lizzy, Johnny the Fox. This was the album I had on 8-track tape when I was a kid, and I loved it so much. I became a Thin Lizzy fan for the rest of my life. It was this beautiful, beautiful thing, Thin Lizzy. And everybody needs to know more Thin Lizzy in their life. You need to buy every album at all times. Another AC/DC Powerades when you was a kid. This was like some of the heaviest, awesomest crap when you were a child. But yeah, then
Dude, okay, now, real quick. That's one band that has not been mentioned a whole lot on the show is AC/DC.
really,
Like
I figured
hardly
everybody would
hardly
start
ever.
there.
And again, yeah, just like you, I figure that it would have been a much talked about artist on our show. Thin Lizzy gets brought up a lot more than AC/DC. This is probably the literal second or third time ever.
I
This
think
is
Dave
my
Whitty.
favorite AC/DC album. Powerades, of course, the Bon Scott albums are my favorite, but Back in Black for those about to rock, those albums are awesome too. But Powerades is one of those ones that I'll always go back to, even when I'm like 75 years old. I'm still gonna blast that album, even when I can't hear it anymore. Everybody else will. And of course, I gotta have the Sabbath in there. And I was trying to pick one, just to like say like which was the one that like really like blew me away when I was a kid. Because you love when you first hear Sabbath, you're like, oh my God, that's awesome. But for some reason, this Live at Last album, when I got it, it was just so raw and so nasty sounding. I was like, oh my God, live concerts are gonna be the coolest thing I ever do. And then, of course, when I started seeing live shows, I was completely correct. Yeah. I was lucky enough to see, the original Black Sabbath lineup in '99 at the Ozfest with Slayer and Rob Zombie that day. That was pretty beautiful.
One of the best
evening.
one of the best live shows I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it was we was in KC that night. Yeah.
Now, as far as that album, what lineup? That's Ozzy, I assume. But like, what's
Yeah,
the track?
sure.
I've never seen that. I've never seen that Live at Last. I'm not.
It was like an import for a long time. Like you had to get it, and then they reissued it on that Past Live CD. So if you see that Past Live CD, like the first CD is actually that album. But back in the day, you can go to like TG&Y or Walmart, and they'd have like albums like that in the bargain bin for like $5. And of course, as I saw that, I was like, "Oh, what is this? It's Live Black Sabbath." And a lot of people were like, "Oh, it sounds terrible. It's not recorded great, but it sounds awesome when you turn it up full blast." It just so nasty and raw sounding. And yeah, you should definitely get it because it's
the way Ozzy intended for it to be.
Yeah, it's on. I think they're on the volume 4 tour on that because Killing Yourself to Live from Sabbath Black Sabbath is on it, but it's got different lyrics. Like they hadn't worked out the lyrics yet. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's a great one. Here's another one of those classic bands that get overlooked. Blue Oyster Cult, Teen Mutation. Beautiful, heavy, ugly, but yet beautiful album. And yeah, they were just so awesome in their day. That's a concert I wanted to be at when I was a child. These guys are just nuts, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Very
It's weird.
cool.
I still listen to music that's 50-some years old and still like it. This was the album, though, that turned me into a total metalhead, though. I saw that at TG&Y or Walmart in Mexico, Missouri when I was like 10 or 11 years old. And I went, there it is, man. I'll buy everything that they ever do. Which wasn't really true because the Blaze Bayley albums I never bought or anything like that. But so I'm kind of a liar. Actually, everything after Seventh Son of a Seventh Son I had no interest in, but I still felt like I needed to own them to be a completist.
Sure. It's good to have standards, BC.
I just want to show that because I love this album so much. When I was a kid and I saw the picture disc, and I was like, gotta have it. Judas Priest, Sad Wings of Destiny.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Now, here's this question: as far as picture discs, do you listen to picture discs, or do you just have them just for?
No. I'll put them on. I'll play them. I'm just like, why not? I'm not unless I frame them or something, put them up on the wall or something like that. Of course, I won't listen to them then. But yeah, I love listening to picture discs. Sometimes the sound quality is not as good as other things, but I don't cry a lot about sound quality. This is another one of these albums that a lot gets overlooked. This is Ritchie Blackmore at his finest. Probably does one of the greatest guitar solos I've ever heard on You Fool No One. on this Live in London album. And if you think I'm lying, I swear to God, you listen to that album and you're going to be like, yeah, he's right. That might be the greatest guitar solo I ever heard in my life.
What? Why did I ever doubt BC? I know
Yeah.
better.
It is so good. That's Coverdale, David Coverdale and Glenn Hughes are on that album. It's not the Smoke on the Water lineup, even though they do a weird version of Smoke on the Water on that album. That's pretty awesome, actually. And this guy I got into because I was early into Deep Purple, and these Tommy Bowen album gets overlooked. And guitar players in the world should all look to this guy because I think he died when he was 24 years old. Right after he joined Deep Purple, he was in the James Gang. He was doing jazz albums like Billy Cobham and stuff like that. And just a great guitar player gets overlooked in history. Tommy Bowen, loved him.
Very nice.
Yeah. Of course, this is the Led Zeppelin album that I still put on, because I got sick of Led Zeppelin because we listened to it so much when we were younger. But this album I'll still put on. And this is the first pressing from 76, I do believe, and all the goodies inside it and everything. So it's such a weird cover. Like, what is going on here?
Right.
What are they doing?
Dude, I got a copy of that a couple months back from one of the local thrift stores in Fulton, and I'm not familiar with that album. I grabbed it just because it was a Zeppelin album I'd never heard before, and it's fucking good, dude. I'm really impressed with it.
I mean, Achilles' Last Stand. You hear like Iron Maiden and like all bands that would take off from that,
Mm-hmm.
just because it's so heavy. But yeah, Jeff mentioned, bring some Stones and stuff because I know you're into the Stones. This is the one. This is the first pressing of Exile Main Street. It has all the stuff inside They came with postcards and all kinds of just awesome crap in here. Let me see if I can get it all out. I'm a Keith Richards fan. I love Keith, but yeah, back in the day you get all this stuff and records, which is why we love to buy records. Yay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's rad that you were able to find the OGs with the original stuff in them, man.
This one was actually a gift from a friend, man. My friend Elise, coworker, a good friend, knew that I lost that in the fire, and she's like, "I have a copy of that. This is yours now." And I was like, "Oh my God!" And I cried like a little baby. Cried
So
like
rad, brother.
All right, what else do I got over here? I'm almost out of my classic rock face, but I got to put that one in. This album's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Every moment of it. If you're into metal, you will dig it. Beautiful. And this guy here. I'm lucky enough to say that I was able to open for Motorhead a couple times in my life. My band Slug Trail, back in the day. So, and we lost Phil yesterday. This is Phil's first album he was on with Motorhead. So of course I gotta bring it up and say rest in paradise, Phil. You were awesome, and you were a good man. When I got to meet him and we got on Motorhead's bus to hang out with him a little bit, Phil just lost his mother that day, and so obviously he was not in a real good mood, but he still took time to meet us, shake our hands, hang out for a little bit. But Mickey D hung out with us all night long. We ended up partying in the east side till about 4 or 5 in the morning. The bus had to come pick him up and throw him in the thing when the sun was coming out. So that was a fun night, obviously.
Oh yeah.
That's the OG Slayer Live Undead pressing. And there's the reissue that I had to get to. But yeah, the original picture disc from, what was it, 84 when that came out, 85?
Pretty early, yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff there. And this album's probably what turned me into a scumbag. Because that's good shit. The Melvins probably got all their ideas just from this one album.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
I'm going to take a left turn on y'all. Y'all want to listen to some more scumbag rock? This Lou Reed album is nasty and ugly and got some vicious, just distorted, nasty guitars. And it's the lyrical content is disturbing and makes you uncomfortable. And yeah, I think it's metal as fuck.
I believe that's also another first. That's our first. I believe that's our first Lou Reed album to be featured on the show. Nick, is that correct?
I don't think I remember anybody bringing Lou Reed out unless somebody had that Lulu album from Metallica.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
yeah, Doug Brown.
I tried. I was like, hey, I like Lou. I like, Metallica up to a point, and maybe that's going to be awesome. So I was like, everybody was dogging it. I was like, I'm going to get it. Let's do it. And it was terrible. It was just really bad. So, and it sucks that Lou went out on that note, really, but he liked to piss people off anyway. So that's probably what he wanted to do.
Right.
This is where the punk rock thing started, and this is if you ever want to hear a Stooges album that'll make you just get up and dance and want to start breaking things and drinking a lot. That's it. Stooges Funhouse.
Causing a Ruckus.
One of my favorite albums of all time. And these guys get overlooked in history. The Minutemen, where they were awesome, vicious, cool, funky, strange punk rock. Beautiful stuff. And I think this album has like 85 songs on it because they're all like about a minute and 2 seconds long.
Dude, that's awesome. That's okay. There it is. There's the album that I have. I'm going to check out because I've always heard the name The Minutemen, but I never really knew a whole lot about them. But what you just described, 85 songs, I have to hear it now. So I'm add this to my playlist.
They never put out a bad record, and they put out, I don't know, at least 10 before D Boon died in 85, 86, something like that. But this album though is like, it's like their Led Zeppelin 4 or something like that. Like every moment on this album is awesome. Beautiful stuff.
Double nickels.
Yeah, double album. Yeah, double album too. Cool. And I figured I'd put this on because my wife got this for me for my birthday. It's the Mr. Bungle box set from the first 3 albums.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So awesome. 6 LP limited edition, Mr. Bungle's first 3 albums. And it's got some awesome extra stuff, all outtakes and crap. Yeah, I thought that was cool.
For sure.
Definitely after losing a bunch. And then Jeff knows I love to sleep. And this album's cool. The box set. It's got all kinds of cool goodies in there too.
One of my favorite parts about that box set is what's the drummer's name from Neurosis? Jason
Roeder.
Jason Roeder. He's wearing a 930 Club shirt in that set there.
Nice. Yeah. I might have to listen to that later on today too.
Add that to the list.
And I almost forgot to include these guys. And I got a couple 45s too over here too, but The Wizard. That one was really hard to find and cost too much money. I'll never spend that much money on like 2 songs again.
Famous last words.
This is that last double live Electric Wizard album that just came out last year, maybe 8 months ago, something like that. But it's really cool if you're into the stoner doom metal type stuff.
Very arousing artwork.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of the inside posters on some of their albums are like, that's one you don't want your mom to see.
Right.
This is my first gangster hip hop album, and you're like, well, that's John Lee Hooker. That's not gangster hip hop. No, it is totally gangster. There's a song here called "I'm Bad Like Jesse James," and you can tell where they all got the ideas from because he is mean on this album, and it is some nasty old blues, and it's a perfect album also. Yeah, you want to hear some badass blues? This John Lee Hooker live at the Cafe Go Go. Beautiful album.
Now, see, dude, this is what I was saying whenever I was saying I was so excited to see what you were going to bring to the show because I knew there was going to be some diversity like this, like some John Lee Hooker. Like, I was expecting something along these lines. So you did not disappoint, BC. Done good, buddy.
What else am I putting in there? Oh, this had like a 30-year anniversary album the other day. if you're into like the Caius and the desert rock sound and stuff, beauty, the beauty. Oh, y'all gonna like this. All you metal guys, there's the reissue of that last Soylent or the Soul Secrets, and it's
Love it.
beauty. I didn't even know they released. I didn't think they released it on vinyl when it came out because I thought they just put it out on CD. But I did some checking and they actually did release it, but not very many of them. But this thing's a beauty. Look at that. Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
yeah. Gorgeous stuff.
Ben is
Very
one of my
nice.
favorite vocalists.
I really love Ben too, man. I'm lucky enough to get to meet him, and we got to open up for Goatwhore one time with them Cast of Stone guys that turned into Misery Index and Scour and all that stuff later, and got to meet and hang out with him and Sammy and stuff a couple times in my life. So I consider myself a very lucky man because those are some good folks. What else I got? Oh, speaking of the Devils. Speaking of the Devils, you got to pump your brothers up a little bit. Y'all been listening to this? Have y'all been listening to this last Scour album?
It's rad. It's a
It's
good one for sure.
it's hot. I mean, it's hot. Sets me on fire every time I listen to it. But I got to do it when my wife ain't here because she's not a big fan. Little ugly for her. Here we're gonna get off too. These guys are like kind of Americana, but they're these are my friends from Colombia, and this is one of my favorite albums they've ever did. Chili Coffee Fireball, the Hootin' Hollers. If you don't know them and you want to hear something weird, it's kind of like Tom Waits meets some like I don't know, some like nasty, weird old blues, Johnny Hooker type stuff, But I don't know, it's good. Very, very strange, odd band.
Yeah, of course, being from the area, I've heard that name thrown around, but I'm not familiar with them. Like they're a blues kind of.
Yeah, kind of like blues, Americana type, because they're not really country, more like soul, Southern soul type thing, but with like Tom Waits and they just like the bass player is just a bass sax player, and she's awesome, and then one guy plays guitar, and then Andy plays drums, and that's it, man. They're raw, they're vicious, and it's soul. You feel it every time you see them. You're like, yeah, that's the real deal right there.
Hmm.
It's
Okay.
good stuff.
Cool.
I don't know what happened to me with these guys, but this album blew me away when I first heard it, and I was just like, the guy had such a weird, strange voice, but it grew on me hard. And now I have to buy everything these guys do.
It's a little John Lennon with stoner rock is how I like to
Yeah,
describe it.
yeah, they're just so odd. And then that last album they did, which I'm looking at actually, it's over there, but it was so weird because it was like a Italian movie, horror movie type thing or something, and I thought at first, I was like, this is going to be weird and artsy. But then the more I listened to it, the more I'm like, man, this is like their Exile on Main Street. It's like so weird and it's awesome.
Right.
And Jeff mentioned that, so I figured I'd put it in.
Aretha.
Aretha, this is a gospel album.
There you go.
It is so fucking awesome that like as soon as you hear, you're like, oh my god, that girl was badass. Because it hurts to listen to because she is so good on this album. And yeah, actually, and I think my mother-in-law, she's the one who got this for me after the fire because she's a church going gal, and she loved that I really dug Aretha's gospel stuff. So yeah.
That's rad. Yeah, I knew there would be some Aretha. So good job.
Yeah, I had that, but I know, I had, of course, before the fire and stuff, I had most of her stuff, and especially those early '60s and early '70s albums they're perfect. They're so good, it's embarrassing to listen to and to be alive. I went and saw these guys the other night though, and I ended up having to pick up their first album just because it was there. And can you see it good? I'm getting glares. Yeah, and they were a lot of fun live. They played this whole album all the way through, so I was like, well, better. I have like an older copy, but this one had like a whole different cover, and it's crazier looking. It's really.
They always have the
awesome.
naked man somewhere on their covers.
Yeah, there's the naked guy.
Yeah.
At least you're not showing his wiener. My buddy Scott Jenkins got this for me after the fire. the High on Fire Art of Self-Defense with the single and everything in it. So I was really excited about that guy because I love me some Matt Pike stuff. He's a good kid. All right, now this one I'm gonna show you. It's kind of disturbing. Cover's kind of disturbing, but I'm gonna show it to you anyway. This is what we don't want controlling our country right now. There's people that do things like this. These people, they're there. You know, their kids are probably running our country right now. So yeah,
Hazy Shade of Cry. I've never heard that album.
yeah. This it's not now. It's EP with Ty Goes to the Runner and Hazy Shade of Criminal on it. But yeah, there's Chuck D right there at the back, and yeah, it's pretty disturbing and stuff. But it needs to be, that's kind of history that we need to know about ourselves.
Right.
The horrible stuff that they, the history they're trying to erase. We're not gonna let them erase it. I'm gonna go see these guys here in a couple of days with Crowbar. The beautiful, beautiful I Hate guy, Gary Mater. The bass player is married this girl Tomasa, who I found out later in life she's the sister of one of my good friends we used to live out in L.A. with. And so one day she saw me like wearing a EHG shirt. She's like, "You like I Hate God?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I've been listening to him for years." She's like, "My sister's married to the bass player." I'm like, "You're lying." But she wasn't lying. And after home burned down and surgery and stuff, I guess she got a hold of Tomasa and Gary, and they ended up sending me a whole box full of merchandise and records and coffee cups and mugs and stickers and pins. And that was another time where I was just like, crying like a little baby.
Wow, dude, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. How much time we got? How we rolling over here?
Oh, we were rolling, trucking right along, dude. We got plenty of time. We're ripping through these.
Got this the other day, and I've got this one pre-ordered too. The new album. It sounds a lot rawer and more vicious than those last America's Volume Dealer and Wise Blood. So I thought No Cross No Crown was getting back in the right direction for these guys. But this is the first album, without Reed, I think, that's going to be coming out. So
Rest in peace.
look for these guys because they're awesome. Yeah, look at it. It looks like some old school funk rock crap going on there too.
Mm-hmm.
Very neat. Very cool. And then once in a while, I stumble upon gems like this. I used to not really look through 45s, but now I do because I came across this just in, random, like, what was it, antique store or something.
Oh wow!
Just saw this and bought it for $5.
Oh wow!
$5. $5. Crazy stuff.
That's awesome.
All right, what else we got over here? Have y'all listened to Dorothea Cottrell at all? You know what I mean?
Nope.
She's the singer for Windhand. And this is she does like acoustic solo albums and stuff. And they're really haunting and they're scary and they're beautiful too. It's like stuff you want to listen to and drinking coffee in the morning at time. But yeah, it's really death folk country.
Death folk country.
Yeah.
Boy, that is something to intrigue you and make you pick it up and listen to it, man. That's
her first. She's only done 2 solo albums, and the first one's really awesome too. This is the latest one, so I figured I'd show you guys that one.
You say it's Dorothea Cottrell? Yeah.
Yeah, Dorothea Cottrell, who is the singer for this band, Windhand. And this is the Levitation Sessions. Last thing, they should be putting out a new album here pretty soon. But this is a really doom metal stuff with her singing, and she does magical things.
The album Soma is one of my favorite doom metal
Oh,
albums.
love that album too, man.
Well,
Windhead was one of those other bands, like right after everything burned up, I was like, I gotta have all their stuff again, man. I can't be without it because that's what I'm actually listening to in this frame of mind I'm in right now. I need that stuff. And this was the also frame of mind I'm in. I love Nails for some reason. I can't get enough of them. I will buy all their stuff. All their stuff I will buy. And this one I thought had a cool poster. There it is.
That's such
Yeah,
a rad
baby.
dude. That album is amazing.
It's so good. So good, so ugly that it's beautiful. All right.
Definitely big Nails fans over here. We filmed them a couple years back, didn't we, Nick?
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we saw them out in Philadelphia, and I don't know if anything ever came from that footage. I don't remember. Nothing.
No.
Well, yeah. Well, if you see that stuff, send it to me because I'd love to see that. I've never seen Nails live, and that's definitely on my list to do here pretty quick. You know, got the. Well, you all saw. Did you see Obituary was coming to Blue Note in Columbia?
That's this weekend, right?
Yeah, that is next weekend, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got to figure something out. I might have to work that night.
It's good thing we brought that up.
You know, I already took off for the Clutch, Corrosion Conformity, and the I Hate God and Crowbar, but might need to get out there for that. But last Clutch album, picture disc, yay, pretty cool. I love Clutch. We were able to open up for them with the last band I was in, Don't Mind Dying. We were able to open up for Clutch in 2016, and that was an awesome night too.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm going to listen to tonight whenever I get off here. My buddy Corey from Bad Wire sent this to me the other day, and never heard it yet. I know it's going to be really, really strange and weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I had that on CD years ago. I remember buying that from Street Side, no less, in Columbia, and just picking that up, and just like Melvins and Lustward. Like, I have to hear that. And crazy, dude. I'm jealous that you own it on vinyl. I do not own it on vinyl. I would love to.
Yeah, my buddy Corey, he was like, hey man, you know, Bad Wire's going out. I'm going to get rid of some stuff, and he had a whole lot of other things that I really wanted, but for a little price, man, he had like that Melvin's box set with like Bootlicker and Crybaby and all that stuff on it too, and I really wanted that, but that was out of my price range right now. But I might have to go back to that if he hasn't sold it yet. But yeah, I don't know. What else we thinking over here? I just went through my thing, but I'm like right across the room over here. I'm seeing all of these other things that I should probably grab for you real quick.
Dude, may as well. I can cut this part out. I can edit this out.
All right. What I'm going to do now is show you. You know, we were talking about the 45s earlier that I didn't really ever collect that many of, but I've been finding gems like this.
Oh my God, 83 demos.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got that from my sister and my brother-in-law for Christmas this year, and I was like, yes, awesome stuff. Found that one at another antique store.
Nice.
Hope Joe Biafra gets better. He just had a stroke or something the other day, so hopefully he's going to pull through all that.
Mm-hmm.
This was the record that was sitting in my mailbox when my house burned down. So this one actually made it
wow.
to the fire. This one was in the mailbox, and it's got Iron Maiden "Remember Tomorrow" on it. And their version of that now. It's pretty cool.
Shout out to Charn.
Pretty cool.
Love Charn.
And I should have brought a Graveyard album out, but this is a Graveyard single with this other band split they did with Goat. But Graveyard's just like another weird, like, you know, I thought they'd be kind of, you know, death metal or something like that. And they're more like Blue Oyster Cult in 1974. You know, they're very strange, oddly throwback type of band. And they're really good. Strangely awesome band.
Cool.
I saw them open for Clutch and Mastodon at the Red Rocks, and one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. It was like on a full moon night, and it was a beautiful evening. Dazzling Killman, those guys just got back together recently and did like a little tour. They're Underground. I think they were Chicago. They might have been St. Louis band. I can't really remember. But they
Yeah,
were up there.
okay. So here's a whole story about the Dazzling Gilman being from St. Louis. Jesse Mathewson from Kenmode was on the show a year or so ago, and he brought up one of the Dazzling Gilman albums, and he was talking about this band out of St. Louis, and I'm like, whoa! This band that inspired Dillinger Escape Plan
Yeah.
is from fucking Missouri. And I'm like, what? I had never heard of Dazzling Gilman before, and since then I've started to get more into their discography. But yeah, they are absolutely from St. Louis.
Yeah, they're
a home state band.
They're awesome. And I was lucky enough to see them in concert back in the day. It might have been the Blue Note.
Nice. Now that 7-inch. What era is that 7-inch? Is that like early stuff, or is that like?
Oh yeah, this is real early stuff. This is this is when they still had a post box. There's not even like websites or anything. It's like Crime Life Records post box doing the thing, St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah. So
Nice.
That's really early. Maybe even before they put out an album, a full-length album. Let's find out the year if it's on there. And it's not. But still,
pretty cool.
Another awesome find. Awesome. Yeah. Great find. So more Hey God stuff. New Orleans is a new Vietnam. More good stuff. The Electric Wizard. Pretty cool Mastodon. 45 there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is that a split?
Yeah, American Heritage.
Yeah, sure is.
Huh.
Yeah. That's weird stuff.
I've never heard of that before. What?
Yeah, it might be the same thing as the picture disc that Reptilian put out, but I could be wrong. But I have their last two albums, and one of them, Bill from Mastodon, did guitars on one of their songs.
Huh.
But yeah, I mean, it folds into like the giant awesome poster.
What's the Mastodon track list on there?
Yeah, it's just the one song, isn't it? Where is it? Oh, it's Emerald, the Thin Lizzy cover. Emerald.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think it might be the same thing as the picture disc.
Very cool. They do a very faithful version of Emerald too. And they when Remission got reissued, they put that as a bonus track, I think, on the CD.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
This band gets overlooked. Zeke. They were awesome. Sorry about the butt crack.
I was gonna say, is that a butt?
That is a butt crack. And Zeke, they get overlooked. They were just like so tight, so fast, so vicious. And we got to open up for them in Super Joint Ritual a couple times. And and I buy everything they do too, just because they're awesome. This is a Neurosis Soylent Green split where they're doing Sabbath songs.
I have that one.
Cool. So I had a different cover, like this one I ordered online because I wanted to get it back, and the first one I had a different cover, but yeah.
Very cool.
Another Fu Manchu single there. There's another strange band that gets overlooked. Jesus Lizard. Love these guys.
Mm-hmm.
What Dwayne, I heard Tomahawk got back together, so we'll get to hear his guitar playing again here pretty soon. But that's good stuff. Yes. I don't know if y'all listen to Insane, but it's some disturbing, awesome rock and roll there.
They are fucking rad. I initially discovered them with the Scrape video back in the early '90s with the skateboard video, because it was just
love that.
So brutal, and that video the music was just insane. And I bought, I can't remember the name of the album. I got it from Amphetamine Reptile not too long ago. It was one of those Mackie screen prints. But I'm not going to be able to find it now that I'm on camera. But yeah, Insane is definitely an awesome band for sure.
I gotta meet Chris. He was he's another band they had going around the same time. It was called Cutthroats 9. They put out a couple albums, and it was the kind of pretty much the singers guitar players of their band, and they were awesome too.
Hmm.
They're good folks. Here's a rare one. Hard to find little Fugazi album or a little Fugazi single here. Good stuff.
Cool.
And you'll appreciate a couple of these, yeah. What?
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Wait, what's this? Oh Lord, another Melvin.
What is okay? So that is, she's just 16. Yeah, dude, the early shit with Lori,
Yeah.
man. That's I've never seen that one.
Yeah, I hadn't either until actually Daniel Rowden, a friend of mine, had passed away, and his wife told me that she'd rather see his records go to somebody who was really going to appreciate him before she tried to sell them off. And I was able to score some of those from her. And yeah, I mean these are stuff. Here's another one too. Yeah,
I just got that one, dude. That's
did
right.
you really?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Now, what's the track list on that yellow one? The one with Lori on the cover. What's? I mean, I know it's pre-Ozma. I know it's pre-Gloomy Portrait, but what's track?
Eruption. Here comes Germ's Sweet Thing. Oh wait, no, just 16 live. Yeah, just 16. Oh, it's split. It's split with Mudhoney. The other side's Mudhoney.
Oh shit!
Why am I just seeing this now? Yeah. Yay.
Huh. That's rad.
Little Black Tusk. Yeah.
Right on.
Just up there. And yeah. Johnny Cash. The Johnny Cash single there. Found that in like a antique store. That was odd. And that was probably like $1 too. And then, of course, everybody needs a Locust and Melt Banana music in their life because they're so weird.
Oh, absolutely.
So
shout out Justin Pearson.
What do y'all think? So you want me to grab some more? We're good on time. What we doing over here?
What say you, Middle Nick?
I'm almost out of.
Dude, I was going to say. Okay, so Nick hand writes down everything. So we know what tags to put on YouTube and all that, and I'm still going through a notebook.
If you want to grab about 5 more, I can handle that.
Yeah. Good.
Nick, a stenographer of the year for sure.
If only I got the. If only I could spell half these bands correctly.
It's so odd that I get over there and I'm like, man, why didn't I pick out this album the first time? But these guys are from France. Have you guys heard Slift before?
No.
They've got two albums out, and they are a very, very awesome band. And are they metal? Yes. Are they alternative punk rock type stuff? Yeah. I don't know. I don't really know how to pigeonhole them in a category or nothing, but they're really good. They're from France, and they're killing it over there right now. I wish US would catch up with these guys.
Most French metal bands that I discover or find out of, they're usually like prog metal. And I feel like that's only because they're so advanced out there that they got to be better than the rest of the world with their music. I don't know. That's always been my experience whenever I discover French, like Gorod, Gojira. I'm drawing a blank on them. Then I think about a lot of the French Canadian metal bands. Most of them are prog. So
they definitely have prog elements for sure. But they're I don't know. They're a very strange band that caught me and had to have it. And
now, real quick, because I just looked this band up. That album is 8 songs in 1 hour and 19 minutes. So that's another way to categorize the band, is that they have long fucking songs.
They're like jam band metal, sort of.
Yeah. I'm intrigued. I'm going to check this band out for sure.
Yeah, I think you'll dig them. And I had to get the Matt Pike solo album because I love this album too. It's beautiful.
Is that Pike versus the Automatron?
Yeah.
Huh.
Pick that up. It came out 2 years ago, 3 years ago probably, and it's a It's really good. And there's not a weak moment on it. There's like this weird little acoustic song too. Man, I don't know if Brent Hines is on this album, but he might be playing some stuff on it. Can't really remember.
Huh.
This is another band that I thought was just like when I first heard them, I thought they were kind of like a hippie jam band, but then I realized they're so much more than that. Earthless. I didn't even know what these guys were about. I thought, they're just like most of their stuff's instrumental. They got some vocals, but it's heavy. It's like Jimi Hendrix type stuff, but it's more metal. I don't know. They're Isaiah Mitchell, the guitar player. I actually saw him playing with the Black Crowes a couple years ago, and I was like, "Who's that guitar player? Man, he's so good." And they introduced him. I was like, "Oh, that's guitar player for Earthless," and I'd heard of them before, and now I have to buy everything they ever did because they're that good. They're just one of those guitar players that's on a different planet than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why my guitar player Jason turned me on to Thou. This is the most depressing music I've ever heard in my life, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you listened to these guys at all? You guys know anything about them?
I have against my will. Champ Morgan has really shoved them down my throats over the last couple of years. Champ Morgan from like Kill the Client and Triage. He's a big grindcore guy, but he's a big fan of Thou, and he's shown me a lot of their music, and it's different. Not really my thing, but
Champ is a big fan of depressing music.
It is definitely very, very depressing, and you definitely have to be in the mood for it, But
opportunity, he will shove it down your throat.
Yeah.
Basically, Jason, my guitar player, was shoving this down my throat, and I was like, "Oh, now I love it. Now I have to have it." Well,
that's how that goes.
All right, and we will end this night or in this day. It's still like I even had lunch yet, but I will.
Now, it's still day right now. It's about to get cold and nasty outside. So
another old blues nasty house, Son House. This guy was drunk all the time and in touch with the Lord, and he was like a preacher, but he was sinning too much, so his life was torn with tragedy. but yeah, his stuff is awesome. You listen to Molten Son, that's pretty much just him and the guitar, and it's raw and it's ugly and it's beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Yeah.
Son House.
All right. Well, that's a bunch of stuff that I got. I don't know if y'all want to listen to me prattle on more about all this crap I got here now. Except for this badass Scorpions album that y'all need.
All right, BC. Calm down there, killer.
Taken by Force, man. This album's awesome. I didn't even think I liked the Scorpions anymore. When I was like 13, I thought No One Like You and Rock You Like a Hurricane were awesome. And then I just kind of didn't care about them anymore. Then I started listening to the Michael Schenker, or the Uli John Roth and the Michael Schenker albums. And this one's Uli John Roth, and it is awesome. And look at how sexy they were. And by sexy, I mean ugly.
That's not very nice.
They were
Scorpions.
They were not good-looking dudes, but they knew how to fucking rock. That's for sure. Yeah. Like I will give those dudes their props any day.
I'm glad I got that one again because it's just so much fun to listen to the guitars on that. But yeah,
well, for somebody who had their house burnt down and lost all their records, you got quite a collection. That's
definitely. Like, let me turn around and get y'all a little. Can you see that? Kind of.
There you go.
Kind of coming back together over here.
Yeah, you are.
Getting a decent stuff, but starting to get back in action. Hopefully, maybe a couple years, if y'all ever do this again, you hit me back and I'll be like, "Nah, I got all kinds of stuff now. I won't even fit in this room."
For sure. We always want people to come back on and share the stuff that they couldn't share the first time. So
yeah, I got a lot of that. That's for sure. Yeah.
Brian, thank you so much for taking the time off to sit down and share your records with us. This is a great episode.
Yeah, I'm
Jeff?
glad you guys invited me along. That's cool. It's been awesome and cool. And
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
it's something I like talking about. So yeah, it's neat.
Jeff, you got anything to add?
It was an honor, BC. It's always great to see you. Always great to hear you tell stories and to actually see some of these records and to learn some new music today. And just, yeah, this was fun. I'm glad we made this happen. For sure.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Last time I ran into Jeff, I saw some guy standing on a street corner, and I rolled down my window and said, "Hey, baby." And then it was you at the Napalm Death and Melvin's concert. Remember
Napalm Death and yeah, I turned around. I was like, "Get out of here, BC! Go on. Try to enjoy the show. Get out of here."
that? Good stuff. Good stuff.
Well, hell yeah. Thank you, Brian, for being on our show this week. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we will see you all next week.
All right.
Woo!
See you guys.
Final bang, bang, bang.